Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 15 eyeshadow palettes for the summer. Now, I personally am not a huge fan of the summer. It's my least favorite season because I don't love heat. I do love the sun, but I don't love heat, and I end up becoming a sweaty mess, and then I sit and whine and complain and act like a 2-year-old about it. But I do think it's really fun to pull out palettes that remind me of the various seasons. Now, I don't really do my looks based on the seasons, but sometimes I do. So it's kind of fun, to do that every once in a while. But I think you can use whatever palette, whatever color combination, any time of the year. But for this video's purposes, I have grabbed 15 palettes out of my collection that I do think would be wonderful to wear during the summer, or say summer to me. Now, these are not ranked. They're in no particular order. I'm just going to show them to you and express to you why I think they're perfect for summer. Now, I've done this a few times. I think I've done this every year since I've started my channel. So some of these palettes, I'm pretty sure I've pulled into this particular video before, talking to you guys about my favorite eyeshadow palettes for the summer. But so what? I still think it's fun to look at palettes no matter what. I mean, I could talk about eyeshadow palettes for days on end. All right, so let's start off with the C-Color Seaside palette. Now, C-Color is no longer in business, which really bums me out. I was really heartbroken when this brand went out of business because I used to have a ton of their palettes, and I decluttered them not because I didn't like any of them. I just have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and some of them just weren't getting a whole lot of use. And this is one of those palettes that is not getting a whole lot of use, but I am going to be pulling this into a Throwback Thursday video at some point. Maybe this week. I don't know. I think I do have another palette written down, but I can always change my mind. Now, this is duping, I believe, a Too Faced palette, right? Or is it Urban Decay? I never can remember that. If you can remember that, let us know about that in the comment section, of course. But I think this says the beach. You know what I mean? This palette really reminds me of the beach. Like, we have the sand here and then the ocean here. And I think this is such a cool color combination. I have used this like maybe 3 or 4 times. It's just been quite some time. This has been in my collection for a while, but I'm really excited to pull it in to a Throwback Thursday because it's beautiful. And yeah, it's a great palette. It works really well. All right, the next palette is the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Divergence palette. Now, I did do a... Did I do a 2 looks video with it? No, I think I just did a one look video with this palette, but I will be pulling it into a multiple looks video soon. I got to get through my Ladybug Glow palettes, and then I think I'm going to grab this one first to do a 2 looks video with. And the colors in here just say summer to me. The vibrancy in here, such beautiful shades, like these 3 here, these 2, this beautiful bright yellow shade. Even the darker shades in here I think would be perfect for summer too. Because you can definitely have the vibrancy, but also you can deepen up the look too, which I really enjoy that with eye looks. And I've only played with this shimmer right here out of this palette. That's it. And we have this row of gorgeous shimmers down here. So I'm super excited to do a 2 looks, maybe even a 3 looks video with this. I love this brand. This is a UK indie brand that I discovered within the last few months, and I just love their products. And I do have a new palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, which I think I'm going to try to film with that this week. I'll probably just do a 1 look video with it, and then later on I'll do a 2 or 3 looks video with it. Oh, it's so beautiful. But we're talking about this palette, Erica, come on. But I love the look that I created with this, and just really want to play with it some more because I really enjoy all of the products I have from this brand. Then we have the Beauty Creations Ariel palette, and I've only used this palette 1 time. This will also be coming in a multiple looks video. Absolutely. I think this says summer. Totally, dude. Totally radical, man. I'm totally aging myself. That's totally straight up 80s, what I just said. We have the vibrancy in here. We have the depth in here. Beautiful shimmers. Really a beautiful color combination. I mean, you can do monochromatic with this. You can do mix and match. All kinds of fun stuff with it. And really what says summer to me in a palette are the bright, vibrant shades, but also having some depth too. Like springtime palettes to me are more like pastels. So I was trying to really focus on palettes that have the bright, vibrant colors that you would see in summer. And this, I think, is perfect for that. And of course, I had to grab the Be Perfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti Stacey Marie palette. The longest titled palette in all the world. I mean, look at all the beautiful tones in here. You know, and you got the earthy tones in here too, which I think you can definitely do like a bronzy, orangey, earthy look for summertime. Absolutely. These shades right here are perfect for summer. These are all perfect for summer. You know, you can do so much with this palette. This is one of my favorite formulated palettes I have in my collection. It's just stellar. Everything works in here so well. The mattes are so blendable and so pigmented, very pigmented. And then the shimmers are just gorgeous. So I will be doing a multiple looks video with this too. I know, get ready. There's going to be tons of multiple looks videos coming at ya. And then this is a new addition to my collection. This is the Rick and Morty palette from Glamlight. And I just thought this would be perfect for summer because of the vibrancy, the beautiful rainbow tones in here. That's another thing I think is really nice for summertime, or more rainbow type palettes. And I've only used this once. I just did a collab with Tracy, Cheryl, and Ashley, and I just fell madly in love with this palette. I knew I was going to. This is one I've wanted for quite some time, and it restocked, and I just leapt on it. And of course, guess what? Guess what? Say it with me. This will be coming in a multiple looks video down the road. But yeah, all the tones in here, I mean, all the tones in here to me say summer, and you can create such unique, beautiful, fun looks with this too. And then I had to grab this palette. I think I've grabbed this palette in every one of my summertime palettes videos. This is the Suva Beauty Magic and Ecstasy palette, like this. And this I'm going to be doing a look with at some point soon here, if I can just get things planned out a little bit better, because we have all of these beautiful pressed glitters down here. And I've been talking about doing a look where I use a pressed glitter. And when do I do that? I don't. So this palette I will be using for that particular purpose. This is my favorite glitter shade in the palette because it's got a lot of beautiful flippy stuff. It's like green and yellow and blue and purple and orange, all the colors. It's really fun. And then this black matte and then all of these mattes are just amazing. The only matte I don't think I've used in this palette yet is the white matte, but everything else I have used. And this is just such a beautiful palette. And I don't really see anybody using this or talking about this anymore. It used to be real popular, if I remember correctly, on this space. But, you know, everyone wants the new makeup. So you don't really see a lot of the older palettes anymore. So I'm bringing the older palettes back. At least that's my goal. Then we have the XO Cosmetics Always Be a Sunflower in a Field of Pricks palette. And I have to point this out every time because of the OCD-ness of me. But field is spelled wrong. But you just take this off. It's got a mirror on this side, and then look at how beautiful this is. Now this palette reminds me of a beach towel. I did a collab where I recreated colors from a beach towel, and so this always makes me think of a beach towel. And you use a beach towel during the summer when you go to the ocean, right? Or the pool. And I've used this once, maybe no, I think just the once, and I love this brand. This is a US indie brand. I have another palette from this brand and was extremely impressed with how this palette performed. I think I used 5 shades out of it. So, you know, there's more than 5 shades in here. This will probably be coming in a multiple looks video too. Oh boy, do you see a theme here? Then I also grabbed the Juvia's Place Culture 2 palette because again, we have all these beautiful, bright, rainbowy type colors. Tons of different tones in here. And Andy gave me a Ulta gift card for my birthday. Was that last year? And I picked this palette up with that gift card. And this, of course, I mean, I don't need to say it anymore. You know, it's going to be a multiple looks video with this too. But I think I've used this twice. Actually, I think I've used it 3 times. 3 times. And I just love it. I love the different tones, the different textures, different, well, it's still the same formula, I guess, but just a lovely mix of lots of different things in here. And Buffet Witch, Jasmine, I'll link her channel in my description box. She did a 10 looks series of videos with this palette, and she just created the most unique and beautiful looks. Oh, but this I definitely think is perfect for summer. And of course I had to include the Glamlight Cake palette. How could I not? My dear friend Kimmy Poo, hanging out with Kim, she gifted this palette to me. And if this doesn't look like summer, I don't know what does. I mean, look at how beautiful and vibrant and fun this is. And that is what summer is to me. Beautiful and vibrant and fun. If it just weren't so damn hot, I would think it was more fun. But I have really enjoyed playing with this palette. I love the shimmer formula in here, and I like the matte formula too. but the shimmers are just so opaque and buttery and incredible. And this has got the cutest freaking packaging. And then I grabbed a smaller palette out of my collection. This is the Saints, Angels, Sinners Swim Team palette. And look at how cute the outer packaging is. I love the Saints, Angels, Sinners bunny. And to me, if I can open it, it's got some strong magnets in here. To me, this also says the ocean. You know, like we've got the earthier tones, like the sand dunes, the sand, like the reeds that are growing up out of the sand. And then we have like the more oceany tones in here as well. And this I did use, no, I didn't do a multiple looks video with this. Well, actually I did. I used this palette and two other Saints, Angels, Sinners palette in the same video, like did a look with this, the next one. And I just loved this. I love this color combination. And when I first opened it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty, but I wasn't like overly impressed with it. I just, oh yeah, this is a pretty palette and I'm gonna really enjoy using it, I'm sure. But I really enjoyed the color combo. I don't know, sometimes I don't know. I don't always know how I'm gonna feel about it. Like I look, okay, yeah, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it once it's on my lids. And I just loved this, I did. Such a beautiful palette. We've got 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. And, you know, yes, it's not a, you know, it's a smaller palette, not a ton of diverseness necessarily, but still, I think there's, you know, a handful of things, of course, you can do with this. And if you're really creative, you can do a ton more than a handful, but really enjoy it and can't wait to play with it over the summer. And of course, I had to grab a couple of Ladybug Glow eyeshadow palettes, of course, my favorite brand. This is the Galaxia Magica palette. And this color story just says summer to me, especially with this pink here, even that pink, this beautiful pink shimmer, this purpley blue shimmer. These down here, is this a, yeah, these are both shimmers. This is very flippy. This looks very turquoisey, and then it's, well, you can't really tell. It's kind of a purpley shade. Even the, you know, these shades too, I mean, all of this palette to me says summer. And I cannot wait to continue to create my 2 looks videos with these palettes. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. This one might be coming next, I think. It's such a hard decision for me to make. And I also grabbed the Criatura palette from Ladybug Glow because I feel like this says summer too. The vibrancy, these beautiful shimmers in here, and then you also have some depth, like this purple shade, this really lovely navy blue shimmer, but just a really unique color combo, but a color combo that says summer to me. And this green too. Even this, I mean, you know, again, the whole palette says summer to me. I don't know why I feel the need to keep saying that. Obviously, or I wouldn't have chosen it. But this will be coming too. Cannot wait. I also felt that the Rasha B Cosmetics Extraordinaries palette would be perfect for summer. There's some neutral options in here and then some really beautiful vibrant shades as well. Really a good mix of colors. This is a really interesting color story to me. And this is something that my dear friend Julie sent me. I did do a video with this, but I want to do another multiple looks video with this. God, I got to find something else to do with my life other than create multiple looks videos, but I am in it. I am in it to win it when it comes to multiple looks videos. You guys are like, no kidding, we can tell. But I was super impressed with how this palette performed. I mean, I haven't used all the shades, but the look that I created came together so beautifully, and this is going to be really fun to dive back into again. I also grabbed the Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm pretty sure this has made an appearance in every single summer palettes video I've done thus far since I've had my channel, which I think this is only my 4th one. So it's not like I've done 20. I've only had my channel for 3 years, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think the color story in here is beautiful for summer. And, you know, the packaging is very nautical, so it reminds me of being at the ocean, maybe on a yacht somewhere, which I've never been in my life, but I can pretend. And I have thoroughly enjoyed putting looks together with this palette. I got this, I think, what at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I think is actually where I got it. And I wasn't going to get it at first because I didn't have a lot of experience with makeup when I got this. And the color story kind of intimidated me. But, you know, there's very subtle things you can do with this palette. There's not so subtle things you can do with this palette. So I feel like you can do lots of stuff with it. And so I'm not intimidated by it anymore because I've learned how to use it so that it works for me, I guess is what I would say. But I think this is full of summertime colors, absolutely. I also grabbed this palette too. This is my last palette. Yeah, this is palette number 15. This is the Beauty Bay Utopia palette. This is an all matte palette that is full of bright, vibrant matte shades. just gorgeous. And what I love the most about this palette is that I have kind of a golden undertone to my skin. And a lot of times with these really vibrant shades, it makes them look almost like dirty. And this palette does not do that on my eyelids. And it could be the primer I'm using, I don't know. But I've always been super impressed with how true to pan these shadows stay on my lids. And this palette is so much fun to put looks together with like an all shimmer palette or like single shimmers. It's just so fun. I love it. And this is a pressed pigment palette. I know that not everybody loves pressed pigments or can wear pressed pigments, but if you can and you're into Beauty Bay and this is still available and you like the color story, I do recommend picking it up because I've thoroughly enjoyed playing with it. Really happy that my dear friend Allie sent this to me. Okay, so those were my top 15 eyeshadow palettes for the summer. I could have kept going. I could have done like my top 30 eyeshadow palettes for summer, but I just thought 15 is a good number. Let me know if you guys have any of these palettes, what you think of them, if you think they're perfect for summer, and also let me know about palettes that you have in your collection that I did not show in this video that you think are perfect for summer. We can chat about that in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.